It was 20 years ago. Pensacola prepared for a venture into the great unknown. This fair southern beach town would welcome a hockey club. The question was, would it work? That first Ice Flyers team and the second laid the foundation. Through two spectacular, miraculous playoff runs, they galvanized Pensacola's love affair with its hockey clubs and seared the game into our sports consciousness. We were a hockey town. The Ice Flyers became proud heirs to that tradition. They embraced it and they burnished it by winning Pensacola's first professional championship in 2013 and its second a year later. Pensacola was not only a hockey town, it was a championship hockey town. Tonight we celebrate 20 years of hockey in Pensacola with members of those first two Ice Pilots teams and those first two Ice Flyers champions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome these Pensacola hockey legends. He was a member of that 2014 championship team. He played anywhere the club needed him. Forward, defense, but what he defended most was his teammates. He was the enforcer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back 2014 President's Cup champion, Joe Upel. In the 2011-2012 season, he was the SPHL's co-Rookie of the Year. He tied for the team lead with 55 points for an Ice Flyers team that reached the league championship series for the first time. In his second series, he put up another 50 points for the team that won Pensacola's first championship. Welcome back, 2013 President's Cup champion, Jordan Shaw. In 3 seasons in Pensacola, he became one of the most productive and respected Ice Flyers to man the blue line. A leader for that 2012 team that reached the finals. A year later, he wore the captaincy and led the Flyers to their first championship. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back the captain for the 2013 President's Cup champions, Tyler Sainer. He was a member of the first Ice Flyers team. By his third year, he was the captain and led the Flyers into the finals. A year later, he played a major role in the Flyers' first championship. Game 1 of the President's Cup final, his overtime goal gave the Flyers the jump in the series. They won their first championship 5 days later. And he became the first Ice Flyer to have his number retired. He is immortalized in the rafters, and he is with us tonight. Welcome back, President's Cup champion, number 47, Dan Uchella. He was the playoff MVP of the Ice Flyers' first championship run, with a glistening 1.24 goals against average in the playoffs. A year later, he was 26, 2, and 3 in goal during the regular season and the playoffs, and the Flyers won the Cup again. What he put together was quite simply the most dominant 2-year stretch by any goalie in the history of the league. Welcome back, President's Cup MVP and 2-time champion, Ross. He is a link between both franchises. He came to Pensacola in 2005 as a rock-solid defenseman for the Ice Pilots. 8 years later, he returned to coach the Ice Flyers, taking the reins of the reigning champions. He led them to a season in which they shattered league records for wins and points and hung Pensacola's second championship banner. Ladies and gentlemen, on the bench, head coach Rod Alda. And now the Ice Pilots who started it all 20 years ago. He joined the Ice Pilots midway through their second season. They needed a tough guy. Seconds into his Ice Pilots debut, while doing what enforcers do, he drew a game misconduct. He returned to play throughout the Ice Pilots' third season. He never left Pensacola and works with the Ice Flyers and Rod Aldoff as a part-time assistant. Please welcome, appropriately enough, out of the penalty box and onto the ice, Andrew Rogers. He was an important late-season addition to that first Ice Pilots team. A gifted two-way defenseman with a booming slap shot. In the first playoff game ever played in Pensacola, his blast in overtime beat top-seeded Tallahassee and completed a three-game sweep in the Ice Pilots' first ever playoff series. Please welcome Kelly Holmgren. He scored the biggest goal in Ice Pilots history. His slap shot beat the dreaded Louisiana Ice Gators, the league's #1 seed, in double overtime, clinching the series and sending the Ice Pilots on to the finals. In 2005, he was inducted as a charter member into the Pensacola Ice Pilots Hall of Fame. Please welcome Hall of Famer Shane Calder. He was one of the greatest scorers in the history of minor pro hockey, and he scored in the biggest moments. The game-tying penalty shot with 7 seconds left in Pensacola's first playoff home game that set the stage for Holtman's game winner. The goal with 13 seconds to go, right over there, to beat South Carolina and force a decisive Game 5. After 20 years, he remains a Pensacola hockey icon. Please welcome back Hugo Balaje. He was the captain for the first 3 Ice Pilots teams, and he never missed a game in those 3 years. He scored 43 goals in that first season, which is still the second highest single season total in Pensacola hockey history. And he is the second charter member of the Ice Pilots Hall of Fame. Please welcome the captain, Hall of Famer Chad Glenville. These men offered the most thrilling moments that have been the hallmark of the past 2 decades. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, welcome them back to the ice as we celebrate 20 years of hockey in Pensacola.
Here you know, ladies and gentlemen.